Oh, sorry. Hi, Brooke, can you hear me? Okay, good. Just checking if the volume's all working. You're all good?
Good.
Yeah? Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Have you got vodka in that cup or coffee?
Peppermint tea.
Oh, okay.
Not as exciting.
Yeah. All right, I'll mute myself now that I know I'm all good. Is there a lot of background noise here? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, okay, hang on. I'll have to mute my family. Hang on a sec.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to get started. All right, so hi everyone, how are you all? Things are going to be a little bit different tonight. So I've been asked to run the call tonight while Rachel and Gregor in Bali. So yeah, we're mixing it up a bit. I have to admit though, I'm extremely nervous, so just bear with me. I know it's all part of a part of this business is getting uncomfortable, but that's all right. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here, and I've typed out all my notes, so just bear with me. And I've got my rescue remedy that I had to before I got started. Cool. So anyway, it's great to have you all on the call tonight, as I know obviously it's Easter, and lots of you have had other things on. How good are 4-day weekends, by the way? But we're all focused and committed and totally fired up after celebration, right? So for those of you who couldn't get to celebration this year, don't worry. There's always next year. Plus, I think those of us who did go, we're so full of energy and inspiration that hopefully we can transfer it down the call to you all. Plus, tonight's call is all about recapping what you have hopefully all done in your 90-day action plan as per Rachel's message earlier last week. So firstly, though, I wanted to say how good was the call on Thursday with Rach and JT? Gosh, it was so good. Got so many takeaways, and I know we all put them in the thread, so it was awesome to read through all of those. So I'm going to be running the call, as I just said, and I'm going to be doing a recap training piece, and you'll also hear from a few other people from the team who will either be sharing their 30-second story with us or they'll be doing some training and recaps as well. So it should be a really good call. Right, so let's get this underway. First of all, I'm going to start off with the team recognitions. And as you're about to hear, there's been massive momentum since celebration. So let's keep it all going. Let's keep it going. Yeah, cool. So first up, we've got the lovely Chevy. Is she on the call? She's enrolled 3 people this past week, so she deserves a massive round of applause. Next up, we've got Jen, who is brand new. And in her first week, she attended celebration and she's now enrolled 2 people. So she's moved to consultant. Way to go, Jen. And Rosanna, where's Rosanna? So Rosanna's created a consultant this last week. So round of applause for Rosanna. We've got Sarah Whitehead, who is rank advanced to manager. Where's Sarah? Is she on here? I think she's on here. She deserves a round of applause as well. And Sam Dawson, she's in massive action as well. She's created another consultant and she's running to director, which means if she gets the director, that means double cycles for up to 12 weeks. So that's an awesome incentive there, Sam. Does anyone else have anyone that they want to recognise? No one? Just let me know if you do. Yeah? Go on, Andrea.
Bryce has enrolled someone for the first time in probably 8 months. Oh. So that was really exciting. The 3-way call, that was good for me. I hadn't done one for a while either. So that was really exciting for both of us. And he's really keen to get back to consultant. So, yeah, it's really cool. And that was good. It was good for me. So, yeah, we're inspiring each other.
Oh, it's good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Go for it, Sarah.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to just do a shout out to Denise, who signed up 2 people since she got back from celebration, and one of those was in the States. So that's really exciting for her. And she got the Team Builders package, so that's really cool as well. So go Denise.
Go Denise. Awesome. I'm just checking the messages. I just have a load of things open on my screen.
Can I do a...
Oh, go. No? No. Sorry, guys. I'll move that across there. Cool.
Hey, can I do a shout out before we keep going?
Yes, you can.
Sorry, my daughter's friend, she became consultant this week. So the week before celebration, we went to Rachel's launch. And then after that, she came to celebration with us. And then in that week, she came home and became consultant. So signed up, and I think 3 days later, enrolled 2 people. 2 people, and then 1 person has enrolled another person. So she's really one-off manager now. So that's pretty cool. Caitlin, she's here.
Awesome. Cool. All right, so it's pretty obvious that everyone's fired up and raring to go. So we're going to get straight into it. Has everyone got their 90-day action plans, their action plan books handy? So we're going to start off at the beginning, and it's the creating your why and getting crystal clear on it. So I think pages 2 and 3 are really great at digging deep into the things that you want to change to make you feel more fulfilled and really hone into what it is that makes you want to feel healthier or earn more money, etc., or whatever it is that your goals might be, by envisioning what it would feel like. It goes through a series of questions to help clarify your why. And as Laura Stevens said at Celebration, your why now might be different in a few years' time. Like it evolves, you know, as you hit each milestone, things change. I know that Kylie Donaldson's why has changed hugely. For those of you who don't know, she's ANZ's top income earner, but her why to begin with was because she needed to pay her mortgage and her business debt. And she needed to be able to support her family and pay her mortgage, etc. And she couldn't see any way out. But she thought of her friends Jono and Jen, who had enrolled her in Isogenics and were earning at that time $7,000 a week. And she knew she had to give it a go to get out of that situation. She's super successful now in the business because her why drove her to work super hard. And that's certainly paid off because even now, she now admits that she doesn't really need to work now, but her why now is that she wants to help as many people as possible be financially free, you know, with the opportunities. So I think that just sort of shows you how it can shift over time. But her why to begin with is what really drove her to get to this point. So I think, yeah. So if we run over page 2 here, what changes would you make to feel truly fulfilled in your life? Hopefully you've all answered that question. And, you know, number 2, if you could improve your life and lifestyle, what would it take? What would it look like? Okay. Number 3, I think really is a great question. What excites you? What are you passionate about? I think that's a really great question because it gets the excitement running through you. It makes me excited automatically because you start almost feeling it. So, you know, I'm excited to help people. I'm excited to help people with their financial problems or financial stresses, etc. So I don't know, I think that sort of question is just really good for getting into the feeling. You know, you start to imagine it. Yeah, so I've listed all mine there. What did I say? So yeah, I'm excited to not have any financial stress, therefore allowing my body to be happier overall, because we all know that stress isn't good on the body. And I'm excited to be my own boss and to work in a super happy and positive environment with people like you guys. So there are a few of mine. The next question is another good one. If you could design your life, what would it look and feel like? I think this question is another good one about getting you to feel how good it would be and how, you know, really start envisioning it, which I think is really important. It feels good to actually think it and feel it. You know, it feels good having the money to pay the bills, and it feels good having, you know, working from home in my gym gear all day. Does someone else want to read out one of their answers for question 4? Go on.
I'll go, Brooke, if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, for which one were we on? The 4th one, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
Please.
So what would it look like and how would it feel? Well, for me, it would mean being able to travel when and where that we wanted to, and for whatever reason, whether it's, you know, personal or emergency or just, you know, pleasure, and not have to worry about, you know, like, you know, you're not working, then by the time you come back, you've got to catch up again with the bills and everything. So yeah, basically that's how it would feel like for me, because you'd just be able to relax, travel, know that you've got that residual income there. You know, you're getting paid each week, so you don't have the stress of the bills hanging over your head. So yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Yep, totally. That's exactly right, Pete. And does anyone else want to share what they had down for number 4? If you could design your life.
Yeah, I'll share mine.
Yep.
So basically, I had that money hassles would be gone. We'd be financially stable so we can travel. But the biggest thing for me was, you know, just being able to buy my kids gifts without feeling guilty or just worrying, you know, if it's going to sacrifice paying something else. So that was a big one for me. So just making the kids happy by just buying little gifts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big one for me, just the kids.
Awesome. That's cool. Thanks, Nicole. Cool. So hopefully you've all completed that page, page 2, which leads then on to page 3, where you write out your goals. So we've got the transformation, financial, contribution, and the team goals. And again, what would it feel like to reach these goals? And I think the feel factor is pivotal in realizing how important it is to you. How important it is to you. How would it feel to not have to worry about paying your mortgage? And how would it feel to not have more, you know, to have more free time to be able to give back to amazing charities and fundraisers and things? And so for those of you, just change my screen, distracting me. For those of you at Celebration, probably you all would have seen Laura Stevens. She did an amazing piece on understanding your why. You know, she said that to understand your why, you've got to be sincere and you've got to be real. You know, don't hold back. Be honest and be vulnerable and talk straight from your heart. Take the bull by the horns. Like, what is going to drive your actions? You know, what is it that's going to make you really work for it? Don't look for motivation in other people's stories and whys. It needs to be your why. Your why will motivate you, not someone else's why. It needs to be felt deep inside to drive you into action. Laura's why was to bring her husband home from the military, and it made her work her ass off while he was away, whereas that doesn't necessarily motivate me right now. As much as I'd love to work at home with my husband, I still get to see him every single night. So like, it's a little, you know, it just depends on your situation. So yeah, just really thinking about what could Isagenix do for you? You know, what could it do for your family and your future? Just getting clear on that, because that's exactly what's going to drive you. And yeah, what will Isagenix change, affect, and improve in your life? Is it freedom, family, fun, health? It just depends. Everyone's different, and everyone's why will be different in some capacity. So yeah, just really digging deep and trying to figure that out. But I'd love to hear if anyone's had any amazing revelations and figured out their why while completing this part of the action plan. Perhaps you might have already figured it out prior, but I'd love to hear if anyone's had any amazing revelations.
I'm happy to go, Brooke. Coming back from celebration, I focused on doing my vision board, and it's sitting here in front of me. And one of the things that I've realized that I need to do is obviously stay focused and remember why I'm doing this, and that is so that I can have lots of family holidays. It's not something that we've had a lot of in the past. My husband's Canadian, and he really wants to be able to go back to Canada. So for us to be able to do that, this is really important for us, to be able to live in Canada and in Australia. And it's probably one of the first times that I've actually said the words out loud. I've written it down, but I've actually just said the words out loud. To have a choice and to also help others get what they want in life, because I think that's part of the beautiful thing about this business, is that we can impact so many lives and help them also have what they want. And that's my why.
Oh, that's awesome, Tremaine. Thank you for sharing that. And did anyone else want to share theirs while we're here? One more person? Don't have to, but if there's one more person.
I'm happy to share, Brooke.
Cool, go for it. Go for it.
So one of my big whys is my mum and dad. So when I was younger, long story short, when I was younger, my parents split up, and my mum met an amazing man who is now my father. He dedicated his life into bringing up two girls that weren't his, and even now talking about it makes me upset, but I'm extremely thankful for him. He gave up one of his dreams just to support us, which was, he's a helicopter pilot. And one of my big whys is to get him back into that, because he hasn't done that in 10 years now. And he's been wanting to get back into it for years. And so one of my dreams is just to help him retire from his 12-hour shift. He's also FIFO from New Zealand to Australia, because he tries to make good income for my parents and tries to support my whole family. Listening to my mum the other day say that he wants to get back into flying, and it breaks her heart sometimes when they talk about it, because he feels like we don't really care, but we care so much. And so that's my biggest why now, coming back from celebration, is retiring my parents so that they can live their lives and know that I'm extremely thankful for all that they've given up on for us over the years.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. It was so lovely. You could just tell that means so much to you. So that will drive you, which is awesome. So now we are crystal clear on our why, or at least understanding how we can get to our why. We can then naturally move on to the vision board, because we know that we know what's going to drive us to do whatever we can. So the Forbes magazine, and I'm just repeating a quote from I heard at Celebration, but Forbes magazine states that 82% of small business owners who used a vision board from the start reported that they accomplished more than half of the goals on their board. So how good's that? So on page 4, I'm just going to turn to page, yeah, has everyone written out their goals on page 4? Hopefully everyone's managed to do that. And has anyone managed to put together their vision board yet? Put your hands up if you've made a start on your vision boards. Yeah, cool. So where are we? Okay, cool. So I've made a good start on mine, which I'm happy to show you guys. It's not finished yet. It's a work in progress as I collect things to stick on it. But I know that my vision board now will be a little bit different to what it will be in a few years' time, especially as you go through and you sort of get to your goals and things, you can change it up. You know, as time goes on. So, yeah, well, hopefully you'll do what Forbes magazine says. I'll just show you. It's quite rough because I just had to sort of find some cardboard at work, but I've started mine. So it's good. It's actually really interesting. Every time I walk past it now, I kind of, you know, it really makes me focus. But anyway, so the goals on your board and the goals that you've written down can be big and small. I know Laura's small one was that she wanted to, Laura Stevens, she wanted to redecorate her bedroom, whereas my small one is that I want to run a launch party, even though I'm petrified, but I've got one booked in next week, and so, yeah, I've got that on my board. Laura also said that it's really good to attach a rank advancement or, you know, leadership level or an income goal to your board.
Sorry, just to interrupt a second. I would love it if you held that up and just explained your vision board to everyone on the call. It'd be great to hear it and what it means to you. Thanks, Dave.
Sure. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can all see this. Okay, and there's some small ones on here. So one of them is, I've got a bit of a phobia of social media. I'm happy to be on social media, but I don't really like posting and that sort of thing. So I've put that on my vision board. It's a goal of mine is to start sort of actively posting on social media a bit more. I want to get to obviously do my launch party, which I just explained. And I want to get to all the major corporate events. So all the UIAs, IC Uni's meant to be on there, Celebration next year, summer kickoff. Yeah, I've got Healthy Mind and Body on there, which I've already enrolled for, which I've just started. I'm on to day 3, just day 4. I've got up here the Start 1000. So for those of you at Celebration, and we all got to see Nikita and Nathan go up on stage for that. And I said to Steve that I want to get there. So I've got a few years yet before I am not able to qualify for that. So that's on my vision board. That's a big goal. And working together with Steve, that's on there. I know I said before that, you know, retiring, or like what Laura wanted to bring her man home from the military, but that's probably a longer term goal. More holidays, just having more money, being able to go on holidays more. This here's sort of got a double meaning. This is growing my team, but also having a family. This one here is getting rid of credit card debt. So this one hopefully will go sooner rather than later. And I'm not yet manager, but I thought I'd just skip manager and jump to director because I want to get into the incentive bonus thing where it's double cycles. So I've skipped manager on my vision board and gone straight to director. And yeah, home renovations. So they're all my goals on there at the moment. As I said, I'm not fully finished with that. But yeah, that's my board. Cool. Righty ho. So would anyone like to share any of their goals or anything from their vision boards? Does anyone? Go on, Sarah.
Hi. I would show you my vision board, but it's in the other room. So by the time I run there and come back again, it's yeah, we won't go there. And I have done it, and it's rather large, and it's got lots of good things on it. Written here on my list, I've got grow my team, which is happening and it's really, really exciting. I want to go 5 cycle by the end of April. Yes.
Cool.
And I also have director there. I want to get in there for those pools as well, because it is super, super exciting, and I want that. So yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. Yeah, so I think, like I mentioned it before, but every time I walk past my vision board now, I look at the pictures, and it's true, like it totally keeps you motivated, because, you know, it's so easy to just get on with your life and sort of forget about things every now and then, but when you walk past and it's right there, it's just another reminder to you know, tell you where you're wanting to go. So keeping the eyes on the prize. So this vision board that we've just spoken about really helps lead into page 5, where it sort of talks about a business that fits your life, and building a schedule that allows you to concentrate solely on 2 types of activities. The first one being income producing activities. So I'm just going to read them off here because I didn't write them out, but income producing activities is work that focuses on increasing your income by expanding your customer base or sales volume. Okay, so things like sharing Isagenix tools and following up, hosting an in-home party, helping a new customer pick their first pack or system, learning or sharing the you share, they share, repeat script, and creating targeted interest on social media. So they're all income producing activities, of which 80% of our time should be spent doing those. And then the other 20% of our time is sort of personal and team development. So that's work that supports your business but does not directly result in team growth or increased business volume. So things like these are recognizing a team member on social media, wearing your Isagenix clothing in public, setting your schedule, creating a vision board, and attending events. So I think that's really, really interesting, you know, the way that you should spend your time. So I certainly need to, yeah, I've read that now and I'm like, I really need to change up my percentages are a little bit off. So yeah, I found that quite interesting. But anyway, we're going to have a wee break from me talking now, and we're going to let some other people do the talking. So first up, I'm going to introduce the gorgeous Rebecca Goetz, who's only 20 years old. She's training to be a PT and works part-time as a waitress. She's only been with Isagenix for about 4 months, and she's a consultant, but is super close to becoming a manager. It's obvious how passionate you are about this company and the product spec, and it's so exciting to see someone of your age catch the vision. So over to you, beautiful.
Thank you, Brooke. So pretty much before starting nutritional cleansing, I just was really bloated. I had constant tummy issues, and I just wasn't happy within my body. I'd hurt my back, couldn't train, and yeah, just wasn't feeling very good. And then you've been using the product for about 4 months, and yeah, now I just feel a lot better. I sleep better, have a lot more energy to get through the day. I don't get sick very much, I found. I used to get sick a lot being a waitress, working all different hours, weddings, early mornings, things like that. And yeah, I have no tummy issues and lost 5 kilos. So it's pretty good. Don't feel I've lost 5 kilos after the weekend, but that's right.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Beck.
Thank you.
So next up, we're going to have Rosanna, who's going to be training us on pages 6 through to 9. So Rosanna's a beautiful mum of 3 kids. She's been with Isagenix for 3 years, and she and her family started on Isagenix because she was looking for nutrition for her daughter, who was a professional tennis player at the time. Rosanna was with Isagenix for a year and then walked away, but she had an aha moment when she realized she was still being paid. So she's come back with a good mindset and is ready to go, and the team is building. So over to you, Rosanna.
Hi, everyone. My silly daughter was talking and she didn't realise we were not muted. So, so I'm actually mum of 5 kids, and the 2 oldest are here and have caught the caught the vision. They've been living it for a long time now, like what, 3 years, 4 years, nearly 3 years, and yeah, so it's been a real journey for me, and so what I'm going to talk about is pages 6 to 9. If you don't have the 90-day game plan, you can download it from the Isogenics Business webpage, and I highly recommend that you just download it and go through it, print it out, and really, get the just start following the tools. This is a great tool to follow. So, connecting with the right mindset. So this is something that, being on these calls has been very helpful, because this is not, like it says, it's not your average 9-to-5 job, and this is really a relational business, and learning to be really invested in your people, or really listening to what they're saying as their pain points, or what their dreams are. It's really cool listening, learning, instead of going in, because sometimes, we want to create income and we forget to listen to what other people want. And then when the mindset changes to, okay, what do they want and how can you help achieve that, is a real game changer. It's almost a cliche word, but it is a game changer. So, so the first point is, it's not about you, it's about them. And so, whether it's about them wanting to get healthier, wanting to lose weight, wanting more energy. For me, it was more energy. For these guys, it would be more energy, and having, those hot bods that everyone, all these young ones, are trying to achieve. So, and also, these guys are well aware that it's a lot harder to crack into, buying homes even for the future nowadays. So they're all looking for a different way or something more to do. So listening to what they want, and when you're talking to someone, not having that agenda, being really interested in what they're talking about, what they're saying, and particularly when you come back from celebration, we have the tendency to have verbal diarrhea and not listen to what other people are saying, because we're so excited about what we experienced over the weekend, and we just want to go and go from A to Z over and over of how exciting it's been. But just learning to sort of know that you've got that in there, and listening to what they're saying, and really being interested in what they want to change or what they want to do in life, and of course, not coming down that excitement, and still have that excitement and that posture of my internet connection's unstable. That posture of really being excited about what Isogenics has to offer in every area. Like for us, we know that it's not only just the health that it's impacted, or our weight, or whatever, it's also our bank balances are starting to really become impacted. And being with, you can also not only sharing your journey with how it's financially or impacting yourself, but being able to have that excitement of what your team and the culture that we're in is doing with one another, and how we're, this is a different way. This is not offices where everyone's sort of been a little bit bitchy or whatever, trying to get up to the next level. We all want to rise up together, and that's exciting, and showing that genuinely that's, that's this arena, this job, I mean, imagine having a job like that. Not too many people can really say that they love working with all their people, right? So I've covered the being truly authentic, and sometimes, and being true to self. Like when you're struggling with stuff, you can be honest. Not every day's a party, or not every day you're feeling, on top of the world. And we're all real people. Some days, I really just think my kids are the best thing in the world, and some days I could use them like a football and just drop kick them at the door and think, wow, you're a pain in the ass, in those days, and being real about it, because that's just how it is. Some days it's really great, and some days you just think, oh wow, this really sucks. But and sharing that with people, because that's that's real life, and having that relationship that it's open, you're open, and they can see who you are authentically. And and changing the mindset, so the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So working out which one you are. So, you know, like the fixed mindset always looks good at all costs, but you know, doesn't want to work too hard or practice too much. And when they're faced with setbacks, we, you know, run away and we hide and we pretend to hide those areas. But the growth mindset, you know, is being open. It says learn, but it's also, you know, for me, I always tell my kids, you know, you got to be teachable. If you're not teachable, you can't grow. You know, like even if you're in school or whatever, if you walk into the classroom in your science classroom and you know, you walk in and you know everything about science, what's your science teacher going to teach you, right? So this is the same thing with this thing. You know, if we walk into this and we know everything about network marketing, well, what are you going to learn? You know, so when and with others and saying, hey, you know what, I don't know how to do this. You know, how trying and falling forward. You know, like I have to say, Greg and Rach have been really, really helpful in the sense that, you know, I'd be having these messages coming through and I actually don't know where to go on the next one, and I'd screw it up or pretend to have messages coming to and fro with Greg and Rach, and they'd say, okay, no, you went too hardcore there, or you know, that you know, to try there, and that's okay. That's failing forward. You know, you just, like anything else, it's a muscle that we start to exercise. You know, this is all muscle learning. So, you know, when the challenges come, that's, you know, instead of running away or, you know, running down back the mountain, we sort of keep going little bit by little bit, right? So it's one step at a time, and we go, okay, we screwed up there. How can we do the next one better? How can we take the next step on a better ground? And then, you know, and just keep persisting. So, you know, like even, you know, with my daughter that was a tennis player, you know, when we used to say, when she used to have those really bad losses, you know, sometimes there were losses that were so close, but there always had to be a winner somewhere, and hers was the loss. Okay, so what are you going to get out of that? What are you going to do? Are you going to go home and cry and never pick up a racket again, or which sometimes she did want to do, you know, she came home and cried. Okay, so what are you going to do? Are you going to get up tomorrow and go and train again? And she says, don't embarrass me. You know, you're going to try and work on what didn't work in the game. So whatever didn't work in the game, whatever you were lacking in that area, okay, let's work on that. Let's make that better for the next, you know, whatever, for the next round. So, and the effort, so the next one is the effort. So some people don't like the training or doing these calls or whatever, you know, the effort is in the training and just, you know, going through the 90-day game plan. You know, some, you know, we all sort of learn differently and do things differently, but the effort is still effort, and it always shows. So, you know, if you're not training to talk to people, or even like for Brooke, you know, like she's now committed to, although Facebook is like a horrifying place, and, you know, and social media and stuff like that, but just one day at a time, training yourself to, you know, okay, well, I'll do this, and, you know, and like the lives. I mean, for me, even doing this, like this is public speaking, and I can tell you, if you were here, you could hear my knees chattering, but it's just doing it, just getting out there, doing it, and knowing that when you're, well, this is where I'm at, and I think this is what helps me get through, is when you're uncomfortable or nervous or scared, it's a good place, because it means you're stretching and you're growing, and even if you stuff it up, there's growth in there. So, and in this environment, you know, we're in a safe environment. Like, you know, these guys are a bit shy and coming forward and talking and whatever else, and I go, you know, this is a different environment. We're here to build each other up all the time. So just putting in the effort to wherever you're lacking, or even time management. You know, for me, time management is like crucial, because there's so much going on, but I only have certain windows. And sometimes if I don't plan it out, it goes to shit. basically, you know, excuse my language, my kids just went, right? But that's just how it is, because there's so much going on. I have to put that effort in that area. And criticism, guys. I mean, how many times have we heard, I don't do shakes, I don't do, and if I'm going to be perfectly honest, about a year ago, over a year ago, I allowed that criticism to get into my head, and I actually quit sharing isogenics. I allowed the criticism of network marketing doesn't work. No, it's like it's just crappy, and I let it get in my ear, and I stopped. But in that year, stopping and even trying something else, isogenics still paid me, right? So you kind of went, okay, so I'm listening to unhealthy, overweight, depressed, totally broke people, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm still broke, still getting paid from isogenics, but I'm listening to these people and I think, well, I don't want to be like that. So let's do something different, you know, and learning that the criticism is okay. You know, the criticism, they'll watch you, because people, I mean, even these guys are finding it a little bit, even in their youth group areas, like they go, oh, you know, they're saying this and they're saying that. And I go, that's okay, because they're watching you, right? So keep going. And then they'll find that they're going to go, oh, hang on a minute, you know what you're doing? Can I have another look at that? Or tell me about it? Or, oh, are you still doing that? And that's what I'm now finding 3 years on. Like I've said to them, I've had, from 3 years ago, where I've approached people here and there, they're now coming to me and saying, hey, you're still doing that, huh? Yeah. Oh, well, can I learn more about it, right? And these were the people that criticised 3 years ago. So the criticism isn't a bad thing, and it's actually a growth thing. So being able to take on the criticism and letting it go. You know, just wash it away, push it to the side, because you know what when you do the first part of this 90-day game plan and you know your why, the criticism slides off, because you know why you're here, you know what you're going for, and you know that it will happen if you keep going. And yeah, so the success of others. So we got, you know, beautiful, successful people in here, and, you know, they're still working. You know, the Rachels, the Gregs, there's, you know, 1,000 Rachels here, and Gregs and Bens and whatever, all of them, you know, they're all successful and still here wanting us to all raise up together. You know, that's the beauty of this. So, you know, as we get more successful, we raise up the teams that are under us, and they're successful, and we can impart that. That's part of my why, is to have families and these young people totally free to actually be able to do their higher callings, because, you know, we're Christians and we believe in serving and being out there and things like that, but not having to worry, hey, Nia, I have to work this full-time job and maybe I've got time to be able to go and do maybe a mission trip or serve in this capacity or whatever there. You know, this is, you know, and to be able to share Rachel's millionaire story in 4 years, you know, that's a huge thing for most people. How many people do we know really that in 4 years in this network marketing thing or any work, you know, create themselves to be a millionaire and have this income and still love what they do and love what they do? You know, that's an inspiration in itself. And you know, like I try to impart on them, you know, the people that you hang out with is pretty much how you're going to be, you know. So it's great to want to, you know, hang out with all the, you know, do whatever party and la la la, or just, you know, be, you know, go to work for, you know, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, come home, barely pay the bills. Or you can look at getting inspiration from the ones that are where you would like to be, you know, and learning from them, hearing from them, and copying them, You know, if you want to do better, you copy someone that's doing better. You know, if you want, you know, whatever it is that they're able to do, you copy that. You go, okay, how do you do it? Tell me how you do it, and be open to the learning and receiving of that. So the next one is connecting in 4 steps. So I think we've heard it before, most of us. So we go with the form, and so use form to find the solution to fit their needs. So the form is, the F is for family, O is for occupation, R is for recreation, M is for motivation. So asking them, you know, about their family or you know, then what they do, and then what they enjoy doing, and what motivates them, you know, like what motivates them to get up and do what, you know, keep going to work every day. So so if you
Rosanna, sorry to interrupt you. Are you able to, we've got Nina to come after you, but if you could try and sort of rattle through this in just a few minutes, if that's all right. So, yeah, I think people would probably read through it all, but if you could just touch on the points and then we can, yeah, that'd be awesome. Is that all right?
All right, yeah, cool. So listen to what they have to say, and then contact. You know, step 2 is contacting people, and so, you know, whatever, belly to belly, social media, messenger, whatever's, you know, works for you guys, do that. And again, scheduling your time to be able to share it properly, right? And using the tools is very incredibly important. We've got so many tools here. So, you know, the ISA tools to go, you can go in, you go to the business page, all the videos, you know, use the tools, you know, what they say, don't be a tool, use the tools. So yeah, do that. And, you know, this system works because, you know, we have a system. So when you tell people, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, we have the system here, and go and show them that. So yeah, that's it. That's my bit. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rosanna. That was so awesome. You were so honest and it was so true. So I'm sure everyone got some valuable points from that. So thank you very much. Now we're going to have the lovely Natalia. She's going to share her 30-second story with us. So Natalia is another one of our young ones from the team. She's just 25. She's been with Isagenix since like 2016, and she has a rank of Crystal Director. So over to you, babe.
Thanks, Brooke. Yeah, so just quickly before Isagenix, growing up I actually played volleyball for quite nationally, actually. I played in top teams throughout high school, and then went on to play for Bay of Plenty, which is my region, and then went on to play for New Zealand. When I turned 18, that kind of all hit rock bottom. I don't know if it's a girl thing, but I definitely started putting on weight. And then by the time I got to 23, 24, I definitely felt that, I needed a change because I was feeling slumpish. I was tired all the time, no matter how many times a week I went to the gym. I felt like I was constantly eating healthy food, but at the end of the day, I just wasn't filling my body with the nutrition that it actually needed. So I was introduced to Isagenix by Anu Briggs, and since using Isagenix, it's changed my body, it has changed my mind, and I've been able to share it with some amazing people, and yeah, it's definitely, I think one of my biggest takeaways from Isagenix is that when I first started using it, I didn't think that it would be a long-term thing. And yet it's now 2018 and here I am, I'm still on the product. There's only been one time that I wasn't on auto ship, and that was it. But ever since then, I put the products into my body and it speaks for itself, and I absolutely love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Natalia. I appreciate that. So next up, we've got Nina, who will be taking us through pages 12 to 15. So Nina's a musician. She works in the music industry. And this is actually Nina's 7th network marketing company, but she's super passionate about this one, and she's here to stay, she said. So she's got a wealth of experience. So over to you, Nina.
Thank you so much, Brooke, for that introduction. And yes, it's lucky 7 and I'm here to stay. And I was surprised myself when I actually counted up how many goes I've had. So I'm very excited to actually be going through the actual daily action plan page. of 12 and working off Rosanna's mindset section that we just did. So I think for me, the hot tips that were written here, be a product of the product. So what does that mean? To me, that means you use the product, you look like you use the product, and I'm loving seeing the Facebook before and afters of each other, of all of us that are on here. We've all had an experience, and so we're all showing that we're a product of the product, so our journey is ongoing. And sometimes we need to reset. We've had a really nice Easter and had some Easter eggs or a few wines and a nice meal here and there, or had a great celebration last week. So the fantastic thing is that we always have our auto ship coming to reset at any time, so there's no excuses to be a product of our products. Creating an interest with at least 3 people, and on the pages just before that Rosanna did touch on, is connecting with people. And I think one of the really growth mindset things is actually connecting and creating an interest with people, is that just being more aware and open-minded and listening to what people are saying when you greet them at the shops that you see regularly all the time. So one of the amazing things that's come out of connections is Laura over here was actually working at Coles up the street, which is actually how we connected with Rosanna. So that's an amazing connection, because now we're in this journey together, and just listening to people's comments about the day, or what they're saying or what they're not saying, or what they're not happy with, things like that. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you're building that connection with them, either Facebook or face-to-face. So giving you the opportunity to share that, which it says share Isagenix with at least 3 people. So some of them won't, it will be a no, but that doesn't mean a no for now. It could be a no for a little bit. It could be a no, but a yes later on. So again, just making sure that we're still connecting with those people and touching base with them at various different intervals over a period of time. So sharing something online or in the person to spark an interest. So I think for me, when I chatted to Greg about a month ago in terms of my Facebook posts for myself, rather than just putting things up that weren't probably going to engage in interest, maybe putting things up that would create a bit more attention or engagement, or at least get somebody to notice something about themselves, or maybe something about me. They might not have even liked my post, but when I've seen them the next time, they've said, "Oh, I saw that amazing picture you put about of that breakfast bowl that you have. What is that? Like, that looked amazing." Yet they didn't actually make a comment or even like the post on Facebook, but it clearly did have an impact. So don't underestimate that when you put up an engaging post or something that creates value, that they do take notice. They just might not notice on social media, but they might notice to you later. So again, that opens the door to have a conversation about that, and where their goals might be health-wise, or why they're asking about my fruit bowl my superfood bowl that I put up, and things like that. So I'll just quickly go through, running out of time, but the distractions. So for me, my learning curve was that I had to just start getting on top of the distractions. It was just scrolling through Facebook feeds that was just wasting my time. Cute puppies, lots of recipes, people tripping over things and injuring themselves. It was just hilarious, and just funny things, but they weren't actually creating the journey to my business building goal of what I wanted to achieve. So it was all fun, but really a waste of time. The other thing was TV series. There's lots of junk on TV. Married at First Sight, I didn't watch any of it. Heard a lot of people talking about it, just riveted to it, and I just thought to myself for the first time, I thought, I'm so glad I haven't wasted my time. I've invested in my mind, business, activity, doing other things. So yours might be something different. And my third thing was finding other things to do around the house. There's always something to tidy up, put away, wash, clean, organise for the next day. And I don't know, has anybody got anything they want to share about their distractions that they'd like to reveal?
Husband.
Besides their husbands that might nag them, as he likes to chip in. Anyone brave? That's okay. So the connections is that we've got a list of contacts. So we all know lots and lots and lots and lots of people. We just, sometimes we think, oh, I only know about 5 people that would be interested. No. You actually know however many hundreds of people. If you had a wedding or the party that you would invite everybody, you know lots and lots of people. Everybody has a story of some sort, a need that they might have that they don't necessarily share, but lots and lots of opportunity. And the ISA Tools app, which I actually downloaded and purchased yesterday, has some amazing things in there to really connect with people. It pulls all your contacts in there and you can mark them hot or cold or, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's incredible. You could really connect with people in a really amazing way. So if you haven't downloaded that app, I suggest you do, because there's so much stuff in there that I didn't realise was in there to help grow your business. And the last thing is sharing your story. So I've had a couple of examples of your 30-second story. So it's important, and these little steps here, it's really important that you actually answer them and then create your summary. So bang, in 30 seconds, you can tell your story. Before Isogenics, I was working out 6 days a week. I was eating clean. I suddenly just started gaining weight, approaching 50, could not control it, didn't know what was going on. Tried everything, couldn't work out any more at the gym and eat any more salad or any less. Came across the 30-day nutritional cleanse and it just rocked my world and changed everything. And 3 months on, I'm still at that weight that I lost on the 30-day program. So the maintenance program works. I haven't changed anything about my weight loss. And I feel a whole lot better and a whole lot happier, and everyone in the house is a whole lot happier because I'm happier. So it's important to nail your 30-second story. It's different for everyone, but somebody will somewhere relate to your story, whatever it might be. That's the point, is that it's from you. It's your real, raw story from within. Everybody has a different story, but somebody's going to relate to somebody's story. And so if you've got somebody telling you a story that you can't relate, I'll know maybe Beck's story that she is related to because she's young, or or Brooke's story, or Greg's story if he's a male person, and things like that. So that's my sort of extrapolation on these important pages, is your daily activity. Just whatever you do, try to see if you can do at least a couple of those things every day, and exponentially over a year, if you do that 365 times, your business will be in a different place this time next year than it is today. That's it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nina. Appreciate it. Yeah, I thought that was really valuable. Thank you very much for talking us through all of that. So we're coming up to the end of the call. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask me or anyone else? Just shout out. No questions? No? What about...
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, Brooke. Oh my goodness, what a sensational call that was. Can we just please give it up for Brooke, number one, for organising all of this? You need to know that Brooke had a template, which we're going to be running every Monday night, so you're all going to get an opportunity to do this. But Brooke just ran with it. She got everyone involved. She gave them a task, and you've all been so amazing. So well done for organising it, and well done on all of you for sharing your stories and the training. It's just been phenomenal. So I think you'd be all agree with me that this is the way forward. This is how we're going to be empowering our team. Just step up, to develop, to learn the skills, and then teach the skills, because that's how you're going to grow your business. So we're really excited. Now also, I just wanted to share with you that it's launch party month. Okay, how exciting is that? We've all come out of celebration, fired up. You should all have a date in your diary for your launch party, your team's launch party, leapfrogging to the next one. So you've got one task this month, is to book it in and start inviting. All right, last year we did 30 launch parties. We've got a bigger team this year, so let's double it, let's triple it, let's get as many people organising these launch parties and sharing Isogenics with everyone. Are you all ready for that? Put your hands up. Yeah, who's already booked one? Fantastic, probably half of you. Okay, so have I got your commitment to book one now for the ones that haven't? Yes, fantastic. All right, so we're going to put a post in Team Empowered, well now Team Free, and we'll put the dates in there so you're all aware where you're holding them, how you can support one another, leapfrog to each one if you can, if you're in the same area, and really pump this up. Beautiful. Is there anything else you want to share, Rach?
Yeah. Hey guys, I just want you to just love on the people that did this call tonight. Like, you know, really show appreciation and know that you can do it. The Janice call is no longer on this link. It's another link, and I've just posted it actually in the thread, the Team Free Imported Messages thread. Send me a private message, I'll give it to you. If you don't know what the Janice call is, jump on, it's on now. It's absolutely amazing. For those of you that do, just when you finish this, jump on there. And for anyone who wants to watch the call again, we're going to have the replay available for you soon. And share this with people you know who are going to get value. Have you got some new people who haven't gotten on the call because maybe they're in another country, or maybe they were too scared or working or so forth? As a leader, it's your responsibility to go, hey, I missed you. We missed you last night on the call, but here's the replay. You know, we went over vision boards and so forth, and goals and whys, and I really think you'll get some great value out of it. Did we tell them the 90-day game plan book every single week?
That's what we're going to be training from, guys. This is it. This is duplication. This is all you have to master to be successful in this business. So we're going to be going over and over it every single week, so you can bring new people onto it, and you know they're going to be learning the same skills and mastering them. Yeah. I also wanted to say that Cycle to Success is starting. So for those of you that are running, that want to be director and double your cycles, or running from director to executive and triple your cycles, then this is for you. So we're all going to be on board. We're all going to be helping you to get there. We'll post something on Team Free about that as well.
And I think if you are sitting there and you want to speak on these calls, send Rach a message.
Please.
Reach out and say, hey, I'd love to speak on these calls. I'd either love to run it, or I'd love to just have a 10, 15
If it makes you nervous, I want to hear from you.
Okay, so speak to Rach, and, you know, and maybe you've got some people who you think should be speaking on the call, but they're shit scared. Well, that's up to you to really encourage and support them. Reach out to Rach and work together to do that, okay? All right, I think we're done.
We're done, 7:01. Fantastic, guys.
We'll do our dance.
Yeah, let's do our dance. Well done. Come on. Woohoo.
I love you guys.
Love you all.
We'll get the recording soon.
Rach leaves tomorrow. We leave on Wednesday, so we'll see you back in the land down under.
3-way calls.
Bring them on.